What do you do?
I'm a product designer. I basically handle UI UX.
So, what did you study and how did you get this job?
By my dropout actually. So I haven't studied and all. I dropped out after 11th itself.
How did you get this job? Wait, tell me about yourself, bro.
What I did is basically I joined one 10K designers cohort, which is a UI UX based course.
Okay.
Then there I made my portfolio and then I applied for job, posted my work, got few opportunities, and then some company hired me.
Yo, Aryan, what's up, bro? Thank you
Hello,
for joining on.
Thank you for inviting me. It's great meeting you again.
For sure, bro. So, you know what? Where I want to start would probably be why did you get started with design? Like, if you had to like really go think back, what was that core reason? What was that like?
Okay, so it started way back when I was in, I think, class 8 or 9. I used to explore a lot of skills like graphic design, motion design, coding, front end, back end. And I actually was a freelance graphic designer. And then I transitioned to UI UX because I felt like, it's kind of saturating for me. So I thought, why not try UI UX? And then I actually absorbed all the information available on the internet about the UI UX. And that's how I got to know about you as well. Once I actually was 100% sure, yeah, this is something I really want to do. Then I actually joined 10K and made my portfolio and everything. That's how I
Got it.
got started. And yeah.
So, in that time in which you were trying all this multiple stuff, and once you were 100% sure, how long did it take you to like actually be 100% sure?
I think it took me 2-3 months to, get 100% sure, yeah, I want to do this. It's really interesting to me. But I wasn't 100% sure because I dropped out in between and I was like, should I do it or should I not? Because even with graphic design, right, I actually spent 1 year. After that, I realized it's kind of, not fun to me. But even way back then, when UI UX, like the word doesn't exist in my head,
Yeah.
even then I used to think, whenever I used to open the app, I used to notice like few details, like the labels. I didn't even know these terms. But even then, nostalgia used to kick me, bro, I used to explore these things like way back. But yeah, coming back to the question, I think it took me 2-3 months to get 100% sure. And then I actually spoke to many people as well, even to you as well, am I making the right choice?
Yeah.
But then, yeah, I realized this is something I want to do.
Tell me about the dropout story, bro. I think this would be perfect segue into that. I want to know everything about it.
Yeah. So, like I said, I had a very risk-taking mentality, and I used to read a lot of books. I used to listen to a lot of podcasts. I used to admire entrepreneurs itself quite a lot, actually. Even though I didn't build anything, even though I didn't actually establish any company, but like listening to them, I got few traits from them, like taking risk. One of the things that I personally understand about myself is that I procrastinate a lot. Procrastinate as in like if I don't take action in next few weeks, in next few months, there's a high chance I won't do it again because I'll avoid it or I'll ignore it. Since I experienced it in the past, why not just YOLO it and just drop out and yeah.
But tell me, what were like the doubts, fears, and all that shit around that time? Like, of course, you want to take risks, but when exactly? Like, what class was it again?
I dropped out after 11th.
11th.
I
Yeah,
completed my 11th and then I dropped out.
yeah. And of course, bro, I think a lot of people here know that because of your viral reel as well. I haven't studied and all.
Oh yeah, bro, that's so cringe, bro. Whenever I hear this, I'm like, I cringe out
Yeah.
actually.
I mean,
Even when I
totally
like
unexpected,
had the
right?
same looks.
Like,
Oh yeah,
totally unexpected for
right,
some dude to come up to you on the street, and now
right,
months later it's
right.
like what. So tell me this, bro, around that time, when you were kind of making that decision, you also came across 10K designers. What was like that, let me just say, magnet that attracted you to it?
So like even when I look back, I feel like I have grown not just as a product designer, but also as a person in 10K designers. Like 10K, the folks in 10K, right? They have many diverse background, and because of that, I feel like when you talk to them, when you have a conversation and everything, you realize there are so many things you can learn from them. One of the things that actually I won't say I regret, but I kind of missed is that I did not interact with people that much there. Like I wish I could, but yeah, that's the only thing that hopefully now I won't do it again. But yeah, the interaction, that's the main thing. Like when I used to explore 10K designers community or Discord, I saw many designers who actually are passionate about design. Like when I was dropped out, I was all alone, right? Because my friends, nobody used to do the things that I was doing that time. So I'm like, where do I go? And when I saw these folks doing the same thing that I do, have the same passion about the same thing, it actually motivates you, right? And that actually motivated me as well. And that's how I thought, why not join 10K? And of course, I've learned a lot from you as well, from your YouTube channel.
Thank you, bro. Yeah. Dope, bro. Dope. What was the actual, let's just say, learning journey, right? Once you were actually in, being probably the youngest in the cohort, obviously, if I had to guess, what was the unexpected part once you're actually in it?
Like I said, I was kind of very shy. Plus, I didn't have many things to discuss as well because I did not experience life, right? I still in my, own bubble, playing with my own shit, in scrolling Instagram. And I mean, I didn't have many stories to come up with. But yeah, I have my own background, curiosity about design. Those whom I interacted with are actually my quality friends, and actually I enjoyed with them a lot. Even when they come to Bangalore, we meet and like we hang out, right? Plus, we all have that same mentality. We all come from the same community, right? So it all connects. That was one thing. A few days went through, like I was a little scared because I dropped out as well. I didn't have any backup plan because I dropped out and I have no place to go now. I was completely focused on learning design. And community is designed in a way where you talk to people, you play games, you make assignments with them. It kind of was a little hard for me because I was not a team player back then, but it all worked out. Like after 1 2 months, I understood and actually started talking to people. And I was kind of a meme lord as well. Remember,
Yep.
people used to comment, people used to talk. I think I found my way I could talk to them.
Nice.
But yeah, in the end, I think I made my portfolio. Like I worked on case studies, got feedback.
So let's talk about that, bro. Towards the end, right? Like once you're working on your case studies portfolio, at this point you are applying for jobs, but you're like, yeah, it's probably the first time. Like, of course, you've done freelance, but tell me what was like that end, like what was that job search period? What was going on? And finally, you did get your first role. So maybe a little bit about that.
Okay, so I was actually shitty scared because, like you would have heard ki a late 30s guy who actually transitioned from UI/US could get job. A guy who is in 20s, college student could get an internship or something. But me as a, even a teenager who's not even in his 20s getting a job, like I never heard, I'm quite a rare case, right? And that's the reason I was seriously scared because I have nowhere to look. I don't know whom to, admire, whom to, talk to because my background was completely different than rest of folks there. And that was a little scary for me because even the government says you can't hire like a minor
Yeah,
who's
yeah.
not 18. I cold emailed people and then few got back. And actually internship I got because of one of my Twitter viral post.
Oh,
Actually,
yeah.
I made one Flint ka redesign website, and it was like before after one. It got viral a little, and because of that, I actually got few opportunities, and then I picked the this one. So that's how I got my first internship as well.
Nice, bro. So, what's your work like now, bro? Of course, you're working for a crypto company, new space as well.
So right now, when I came to Bangalore, right? By the way, I've never been outside my hometown. So when I
Oh,
actually,
yeah. When did you move to
first
Bangalore?
time, I actually went after 2 3 months after the internship.
Okay.
Because that's what I said, ki I'll come to Bangalore after a few months. So I wanted to, get out of my comfort zone. So I told them ki I'll come after some time. And then when I came here, I was completely, clueless ki how to do things. Like even now, I don't know how to iron clothes. I still have no clue.
Yeah.
And it's one of the easiest
Yeah. I
things,
hope
but
there's an
still I
app
have
for
no
it,
clue.
though. I hope there's a good app for it, bro. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, not a bad idea actually. AI should
Yeah.
do it. AI should do it. I think we'll do one day. So these were the things that I was a little clueless about. Slowly I figured it out. So I always make like a 1 year roadmap ki how things should go. Even for when I dropped out, right? I had a complete roadmap ki spend time in 10 exams, make portfolio CV, then reach out to people, then finally get internship. It sounds easy, but it wasn't. Coming here, it actually helped me in personal growth as well. Because, I'm not kind of a guy who works online, who I just can't work online. I don't know why, but offline meeting people actually help
Maza aati hai,
understand the
I feel.
problem more.
Yeah.
Vibes ज़्यादा आती, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And because of that, I moved to Bangalore and यहीं पे मैं काम करने लगा. I started coming to office every day. And now there's only one thing I actually achieved for that, which is 8 hours of sleep because that's the only think that it's really hard. It's really hard to get because I go to gym, come to office, go to office, and like back to my home, then
Mm.
work on myself itself, then meet people. There are a lot of things to do,
Mm.
but yeah, that's my days actually.
Dope, dope, cool. So, bro,
Yeah.
to kind of wrap up, right? The final kind of thing is if you could time travel right now, bro, and speak to your past self, right? You've got all this stuff going on, you're
Hmm.
thinking about dropping out,
Hmm.
you're excited about the idea of going this unconventional path, excited about entrepreneurship. What would you tell your past self turning to the camera now? Like, what would you say?
I would say to interact more with people there. It's like obviously find your main like goals, motives that you want from certain something, but spend some time, talking to people, vibing, because doing it alone is way more boring. Sounds very Vasaki, I'm in my own comfort way. I'll do it on my own, but it doesn't work like that. It's fun
Mm.
if you do it with people. Consistency, right? It
Mm.
only comes with I do it with people. For that reason, that's the thing I would say to my old self. And I think he has done well.
Yeah.
That's the reason I'm here sitting here and
Yeah.
I don't really have any regrets so far. So yeah,
Awesome, bro.
right.
Awesome. Killer, bro. Thank you. Thank you for sharing the story, bro. This was awesome.
Thank you.
And I hope there's
Thank you so much for having me.
I hope there's another viral reel, one that is more
Ah,
yeah, I mean more up to date. But that was dope, bro. I think in fact
yeah.
one of my favorite comments from that was bro really broke out of the matrix because yeah, I think a lot of the
Oh,
folks are from that college thing.
yeah. And you don't really have to drop out, right? It's just
Mm,
the way of, achieving
of
success or
course.
whatever you call it.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it's the journey, right? You just enjoy it, whatever it has to do. Yeah.
for sure, bro.